Always leave the tip in cash. Don't put it on your credit card and never leave coins. Hey, what do you hear? What do you say? My Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, your sister's ass, the Pony Express, and welcome to Vic's Tips, the show where I give helpful advice to all those who need it. You know, there are a lot of people with a lot of questions about a lot of things out there. Now, this show should solve a lot of your problems and confusion. Today, I want to talk about tipping in a restaurant. You see, folks, there's a million places where you should tip, like in a cab, or the bellman in a hotel, or your wife's gynecologist, just for a few examples. But today, we are only talking about tipping in a restaurant. Now, a lot of people have written in and asked me for advice about this topic. So pick up what I'm putting down. Let's just talk about the absolute basics for tipping a waiter or waitress. If the service is beyond excellent, you tip whatever you want, over 20%. If the service is good to very good, you tip 20%. If the service is okay, you tip 15%. Now, if the service is horrible, you tip 10%. The service would really have to be horrible to tip less than 10%. I mean, I once tipped 5%, but that's because the waiter jumped up on the table and took a shit on my meal. I also stole the silverware. Now, there are factors that each individual needs to take into account when leaving his or her own tip. Let's say the service is beyond excellent, but you are unemployed. First of all, maybe you shouldn't have gone out to eat, but you did, and now you have to tip. I would still say leave a 20% tip, nothing more. Then just take my example I mentioned earlier and knock the tip down 5% until you get to the waiter crapping on the table, and don't leave anything. Plus, take the silverware and any other merchandise that can fit easily in your pocket or a handbag or whatever. Now, let's say you're homeless and out for a nice dinner. I mean, no matter how good the service, never leave a tip. I mean, it's stupid enough that you went out for dinner if you're homeless. Leaving a tip would add salt to the stupid wound. Just eat, say thank you, and go on your merry way. Now, here are some tips for keeping the tip reasonable. Alcoholic drinks will blow a restaurant tab sky high. A meal might be $20 and the wine might be $20 also, and that doesn't mean you should tip the same percentage for the whole tab. On the other hand, the waiter or waitress didn't fucking cook the meal or step on the grapes to make the wine. All they did was walk over there and bring something over here. So technically, I'm not sure why you even have to tip a waiter. I mean, I would rather tip the chef and the guys doing the dishes in the back. I mean, those guys are working their asses off in the heat. And also, don't ever tip the maitre d'. That is a fucking bullshit job. Unless he can get you in when there are no reservations. Gabish? Then you should slam him 20 clams, maybe 50 clams, depending on how fancy the restaurant is and whether you're with the wife or the gumada. Okay. Finally, always leave the tip in cash. Don't put it on your credit card and never leave coins. Round up or down to the closest dollar based on the level of service. And don't leave trinkets. What are we, fucking Indians? Or coupons. Never leave clothing, okay? Now, you all know the rules for tipping. Hope this was helpful advice. Thanks for watching Vic's Tips. I'll be back next time with some more helpful advice about everything and anything. Until next time, this is Vic Dibitetto saying, relax. I know what I'm doing.